What happens when the ultimate prehistoric shark collides with a killer whale the size of a submarine? Welcome to the Miocene epoch. 12 million years ago, the oceans held a terrifying secret. This was not a myth. This was a brutal paleontological war for absolute oceanic dominance. Two apex predators shared the exact same waters, hunting the exact same colossal baleen whales. On one side, the most famous killer in planetary history, the legendary giant Megalodon shark. On the other, a forgotten nightmare. Livyatan Melvillei, a giant, highly aggressive predatory sperm whale. If these two massive titans clashed in the open ocean, who would claim the crown? You might assume the giant shark wins by default. Pop culture certainly tells you so. But nature does not care about movie posters. Nature cares about physics, anatomy, and adaptation. Let us examine the data. The Megalodon was a marvel of brutal, cartilaginous killing efficiency. Reaching up to 60 feet in length, it was a biological submarine made of muscle. Its primary weapon was an astonishing jaw, spanning over 6 feet across, engineered for destruction. It possessed an estimated bite force of 18 tons, easily enough to crush solid steel. Inside that gaping maw sat exactly 276 deadly serrated triangular teeth. These teeth were not just for grabbing. They were perfectly designed to shear thick blubber. Its hunting tactic was straightforward: a massive, high-speed ambush from the dark depths below. It would target the fins or vital organs of its prey, delivering one catastrophic bite. Then, the shark would simply wait for the victim to bleed out in cold water. It seems invincible, a perfect killing machine with no natural predators. Or so we thought. Enter the Livyatan. Named after the biblical sea monster, and for very good, terrifying reasons. While similar in size to the Megalodon, the Livyatan was a mammal, not a fish. This distinction is crucial. It meant warm-blooded endurance, a larger brain, and pack dynamics. But its most terrifying feature was its mouth. It lacked flat, serrated shark-slicing teeth. Livyatan possessed the largest functional biting teeth of any known animal in planetary fossil history. Massive ivory spikes, up to 14 inches long, deeply rooted into an armored bone skull. These were not for slicing. They were for deep, structural penetration and tearing solid bone. Furthermore, the Livyatan had a massive spermaceti organ inside its head, functioning as biological sonar. This echolocation allowed it to perfectly see in pitch-black waters, tracking prey from afar. So, we have the ultimate ambush predator facing the ultimate intelligent, heavily armed biological tank. Imagine the scenario: the murky waters off the coast of prehistoric Peru. A territorial dispute. The Megalodon circles below, relying on its lateral line to sense vibrations in the water. It spots the massive silhouette of the whale above. The shark begins its vertical ascent. But the Livyatan is not a clueless baleen whale. Its echolocation has already painted everything. The whale knows the shark's exact speed, trajectory, and size, long before visual contact occurs. The shark lunges, jaws unhinging to deliver that devastating 18-ton bite to the underbelly. The Livyatan pivots with surprising mammalian agility, dodging the direct brunt of the catastrophic ambush. The shark's teeth scrape along the whale's flank, shredding thick blubber, but missing vital organs. Now, the Megalodon's momentum carries it upward, exposing its own vulnerable gills and cartilaginous spine. The Livyatan retaliates. It does not just bite, it rams, collapses with its solid, armored skull. The impact shatters the water, a concussive shockwave that momentarily disorients the giant prehistoric shark. Sharks, even colossal ones, have skeletons made entirely of cartilage, not solid, highly protective bone. Cartilage is incredibly flexible and light, allowing for fast swimming, but it offers zero armor. The whale's massive jaws clamp down on the shark's midsection with terrifying, bone-crushing force. 14-inch ivory spikes puncture deeply through the shark's tough skin, tearing directly into organs. The Megalodon thrashes violently, trying to shake free, but the whale's teeth are deeply rooted. The shark manages to twist, sinking its serrated teeth into the whale's massive pectoral fin. Blood fills the water, a dark cloud obscuring the brutal prehistoric struggle for oceanic supremacy. The Megalodon needs to keep moving forward to breathe, but the massive whale holds firm. The Livyatan drags the shark downward, utilizing its superior lung capacity and warm-blooded endurance. The shark's cartilaginous ribs begin to buckle under the immense, sustained pressure of the bite. With a final, brutal shake of its massive head, the whale snaps the shark's spine. The undisputed king of the sharks goes limp, sinking slowly into the dark, abyssal depths. The Livyatan surfaces, battered and bleeding, but victorious. The true king of the Miocene ocean. So why does the whale win this matchup? It comes down to three crucial advantages. First, intelligence. The mammalian brain of the Livyatan allowed for complex tactical planning and adaptation. Second, sensory superiority. Echolocation completely nullified the shark's primary strategy of a surprise stealth ambush. The whale always knew exactly where the shark was, turning the hunter into the hunted. Finally, and most importantly, the fundamental difference in their structural anatomy. Bone versus flexible cartilage. The shark's bite was designed to cause massive bleeding in soft, slow-moving baleen whales. But the Livyatan's skull was a solid battering ram, protecting its brain from fatal damage. Conversely, the whale's massive, spike-like teeth were perfectly evolved to puncture and destroy organs. A shark's cartilage skeleton simply cannot withstand deep structural penetration from solid ivory bone daggers. The Megalodon was a specialized killer, perfectly adapted to hunt defenseless, slow-moving, grazing whales. But the Livyatan was an apex predator, designed to kill other massive, dangerous apex predators. It is the classic battle between a specialized assassin and a heavily armored, intelligent soldier. The assassin relies on the first strike. If that fails, it lacks the defensive capabilities. The soldier can take a hit, adapt to the situation, and deliver a fatal counterattack. We often romanticize the Megalodon as an unstoppable monster that ruled the ancient seas unchallenged. But the fossil record tells a different, much more fascinating and terrifyingly complex ecological story. These two titans coexisted for millions of years, locked in a brutal evolutionary arms race. The ocean was vast enough for both, but when their paths inevitably crossed in combat, the mammalian intellect and structural superiority of the Livyatan would consistently secure the brutal victory. It is a humbling reminder that raw biting power is not always the ultimate weapon. Evolution favors those who can see in the dark, plan ahead, and take a punch. The Megalodon may hold the title of the largest shark, a true marvel of nature. But it was the Livyatan that truly wore the heavy, bloody crown of the ocean. A creature so fearsome, it forced the greatest shark in history to share its throne. Or perhaps to cautiously swim in its massive, echolocating shadow, avoiding direct confrontation when possible. The archives of the deep sea are written in fossilized bone and deeply scarred teeth. What other terrifying matchups do you think lie hidden in the dark depths of prehistory? Leave your legendary battle suggestions below. Until next time, keep questioning the myths of history.